everybody, and welcome to today's Pick a Card general reading. Today's video has been highly requested. A couple of days ago I did a Instagram Q&A, and the amount of questions and comments and just in general feedback that I got around spirit guides and your guardian angels was insane. So for me personally, I do have a very close connection to my spirit family. A lot of them are my family members, and it's been something that I've been very fortunate to know and come into awareness of through my spiritual awakening as well. But in our culture, it's so common to connect with your ancestry and to understand who is guiding you and to call on them for help. So I wanted to do today's reading to hopefully, it's going to be obviously a general reading. There's only 4 groups and thousands of you, but the aim here is to give you sort of clear up messages as to who is in your spiritual team, who are your angels, who are your guides, and hopefully we can get very clear messages that resonate with you. So we have 4 groups today, and before I describe each of the groups, I just want to say thank you so much again to the beautiful soul who sent me these incredible crystals, minerals, rocks, and just the care package in general. It literally brightened my day, and I did post about it on Instagram to thank them, but I haven't used these crystals yet on this channel, so I wanted to use them today and take it as an opportunity to thank you again for sending them my way. It literally brightens my day to receive anything in the mail, and these hit different. The personality behind each of the different crystals is beautiful. So we're going to get into the groups now. 4 groups today for this reading. Who are your angels and your guides? Group 1, you have this beautiful creation. It's also peacock ore. I do know that because I did have a close family friend tell me, so I was like, okay, good. I'm glad one of us sort of knows what this is. So that's group 1, very beautiful. Group 2, you have the clear quartz is what I want to say. It could just be a rock crystal that is very raw. Group 3, you have what appears to be some sort of jasper, but I'm not too sure about that. I'll let you decide if you know rocks and crystals better than me. It's got a greeny color to it. And group 4, you have this beautiful crystal, who intrigued me. I recognized it, but I couldn't remember what kind of crystal it is. It does seem like a type of jasper. It's so cool looking. My brother wants to claim it, so I've had to keep it close. But those are the 4 groups today. If you know which of these 4 groups you're feeling most called to, timestamps are down below. Otherwise, pause the video now to give yourself more time. And when you're ready, click on your timestamps to join me in your reading. Hi group 1, and welcome. If you chose the peacock ore, then this is going to be your reading. So group 1, I'm doing a different filming arrangement to my usual stuff, so I'm hoping that this is going to allow us more room in frame to see all the cards from a bird's eye view. But just a quick heads up, I can't actually get that close with the cards, so we'll see how we go. Now today's video, group 1, we're asking Spirit, who are your spirit guides? And I actually want to start with the Animal Tarot deck. I'm going to be getting as much information about your spiritual team as possible. Who are they? How can they help you? And I guess how can you connect with them as well? I'm hoping for clear, honest messages to come through, but in my opinion, this is a very personal topic, and these are very general readings, so only take what resonates. If it's helpful for your journey, then use it as information that you can then go on to use, but if it isn't helpful, don't force it to fit. Let it slide. All right, so group 1, please, Spirit. Everyone who chose the peacock ore, who are their spirit guides? That was quick. I don't think that one's supposed to be reversed, but it could be. Who are group 1 spirit guides? And I know that some people are a bit uncomfortable with the term spirit guides, but it is the term that I grew up using in my family. So I don't mean to trigger anybody. I'll try to use spiritual team instead if that's what you prefer, but anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages as well. Bottom deck energy is the 8 of Summer, which is the 8 of Cups, interesting to say the least. Okay, so, there could be a connection to Australia here with the kangaroo coming out. There's a mind and the stars behind that. So I'm getting mixed things, okay? For some of you, I'm supposed to keep those, all right. For some of you, your guides are people that you've known in your lifetime, but for most of you, you have a long history of ancestry that stands behind you to support you. I feel like their main mission is to help you break cycles that have unknowingly been repeated through generation after generation after generation. Some of it is centered around trauma, but a lot of it is just being centered around like some sort of pattern that unfortunately gets repeated. And I feel with the dreamer here that even though you may know some of these people, like they were alive when you were alive type of energy, I feel like most of them aren't people that you have met, maybe people that you've heard of, people that you could have seen in pictures. There's a strong connection to your lineage through your guides with the dreamer here. It's like you are the fool's energy to them. You're this fresh start after an literally ancestry. They keep showing me, like, or telling me that it's got something to do with ancestry. And you're literally the fresh start here, group one, an opportunity to rewrite the books. We start with the Fool over here and we end with the World, if I can show you. So you are the fresh start for the family is what I feel. And in between that, we have the page of, the Prince of Summer over here, reversed, and the Devil card. So I do feel like your guides are ancestral members of your lineage, ancient energies. Some of them you won't have even, unless you are unless you're the kind of family who has sort of myths and legends and folklore and you kind of talk about your history in that way, I don't think that many of you would know who your prominent guides are. I feel like they are people who share your blood, they share your ancestry, but their main directive to being assigned to you is to break something, a situation, a cycle that your family has been trapped in. Now, the Prince of Summer reversed is a very interesting energy, group one. It kind of feels like there's a serious edge to your spiritual team. It kind of feels like, and I don't know why this is coming through, but it's something to do with relationships. Either you haven't been in a successful relationship in some time, or relationships for you just seem to be a trigger point. With this card reversed, it's almost like you're at a point in your life, or you especially, not even in your life in general, group one, you are supposed to be very protective over your energy, because perhaps in the past this was part of the pattern, was bringing people into the family through romantic connections who were not helpful to breaking this cycle. If anything, they exacerbated the cycle and made it even more toxic, made it even more strengthened in negative bonds. It feels like for you, dating, in the very least, is difficult because your guides are protecting you from a lot of people that could harm this journey or this quest that they have you on. It's like they want you to have the right person in your life, but in order to do that, they have to show you what you truly deserve. They have to show you that you aren't a product of this cycle, and that you have the power to start fresh and to do things right, not just for yourself, but for your future children, etc. There's this real strong energy with you, and it's a very protective energy, if I'm honest. Like, I'm having to really reach for the messages here. There's a really strong energy around you, group one, of protection and making sure that you aren't impacted negatively by an energy that's going to lower your vibration and keep you stuck and trapped in the way that those before you were. I feel like a lot of this is internal, but it has massive results on your external with the World card here. It has the ability to change so much for you, group one. It has the ability to literally rewrite history. And you have an ancient group of guides around you, making sure that you are supported and that you know what steps to take. With the Eight of Cups over here, it feels like your guide's main objective, that's probably the best word. Your guide's main objective in your lifetime is to help you walk away from things that no longer serve you. Really trying to help you see that, you don't have to do this for everybody. You don't have to go through all of your family members and fix everyone. You only have to work on yourself, and that is unchinking a major link in the chain. You doing that changes everything, and they don't want you to feel guilty if you have to leave other people behind or if you have to cut other people off, because your guides, they have worked with other groups of other members of your family as well, and it's just not working in the way that it is for you. So that is on them. They really don't want you to feel guilty about that. This is your journey, and you working on yourself is a massive development for future generations. The star over here tells me that they visit you often, okay, your guides, and the best way that you could probably connect to them is by connecting with yourself in quiet moments. When I think of the star, I do think of healing. I think of meditation. I think of private time under the stars if you're a stargazer like me, or just private time alone to reflect. You don't have to journal, but I am going to suggest it. I also think of healing conversations. Your guides are really emphasizing that they're strongest when you're with other members of your family having healing conversations. When you're around, siblings, parents, cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, babies that are new to your family. When you're around them and you're bringing joy and you're talking about the past and having these healing conversations as well, that's when your guide's presence around you and those you love is strongest, because they are saying that they're trying to work with other members to heal this intergenerational pattern as well. So I do think that for you guys, there's a healthy balance here of using your alone time to connect with your healing, and then using time with your loved ones to connect with a greater healing too. But they're highlighting there's at least one family member maybe that you should know who isn't exactly in the best place with this Devil card. They don't want you to feel guilty. It's not your role to fix anybody else except to work on healing yourself. And they want you to change your language. If you talk about being broken, or if you talk about someone who needs to be fixed, they're really making me be careful and say they're not broken, they don't need to be fixed. We're just healing something that was there before them. And you'd be surprised, these things do impact us. These things are passed on through blood, is what they're implying with the Prince of Summer. And they really want this to stop with you. They don't want this to be passed on to the next generation. They want this to be something that heals itself. So in terms of energies, okay, there is a very young, optimistic energy around you. It could be mostly masculine, and you could pick up on this person's energy more so when you're dreaming. It could also be a child that passed at a very young age, but it's a very optimistic, young, soft, playful sort of masculine energy, and they connect with you more so at night, is what the dreamer is insinuating in this deck especially. Normally I would consider the Fool to be like a daytime thing, but maybe daytime around family gatherings you guys could pick up on this energy, but mostly the dreamer in this deck is making me think of nighttime. Now with the Ego here, there is a heavier energy that's very, very ancient and very discerning. This energy is highly protective of you. If you are close to danger or close to a dangerous person, this energy will come towards you like a cold and sometimes very strong feeling on your back. This is an energy that is trying to protect you from things that will only cause you harm or undo all of the healing that you've done. Now, coming over to the World card, you have a lot. My major arcana to me are like your guides, and you have 4 here. So I'd say that you have at least 4 prominent energies around you working with you. The World card is a slow, patient energy. I think of it more as like a grandmother, a grandfather, with it being Saturn. I mean, I'm torn here. I'd say grandmother, but I do feel like for many of you, it could just be a very like maternal grandfather energy. The World is someone who is very patient. They're very proud. and there's someone that's an energy that is going to be there through thick and thin. It's the most consistent energy out of them all. This one comes mostly at night, and it's a playful, youthful, optimistic energy that will mostly inspire you to continue to dream, will inspire you to think of fresh ideas, to really recreate yourself, reinvent yourself, to think outside the box, to look at life as basically an open oyster with unlimited opportunities. And the ego card, this is someone who only shows up when you're in danger. It's a very protective energy, but the world is the most consistent energy you have around you. This is someone who is always going to be there. They feel the most comfortable because they are so consistent, and they're someone who is very proud of you. They could have known you in this lifetime, but they do have a closer connection to you than the others, in the sense of this is someone who is the most consistent energy in your team of guides. Now, if we come over here to the star, I would look at this energy as more of like a collective energy, if I'm honest. It's more of like a collective consciousness that your family in particular shares. And this energy is strongest when you're all doing your healing. So that's why it comes out strongest when you're all together, when you're all celebrating, or when you're all talking to each other about these issues in a proactive way. It's something that you do pick up on at a distance as well. You may think of someone from your family and then all of a sudden they call you or they text you. It's that kind of energy. But mostly it's just a feeling of like a collective consciousness. It's like a radio channel that you and your kin share, and you can tune into it to connect with them. It's a real uplifting feeling of hope and faith, and it's something that your ancestry has been working on for generations. They've been trying to cultivate this strong radio channel just between you. Because obviously you're connected to the wider consciousness, but you're mostly, through the star there, connected to each other at a distance as well. It's very strong when you're all together, but it's something that does help you stay connected if you're apart. So that's what I can see. I'm going to see if I can get any other messages from you. What do your angels want you to know right here, right now? And what do your angels and guides want you to know right here, right now? Group 1, please, Spirit. And take bottom deck energy as well. I'll just line these up and then I'll show them to you as I talk about them. I don't think I'm going to use this layout for the other groups. It's a little bit too high up. I like to kind of be at an angle where I feel closer to the camera. I feel so far away. Group 1, please, Spirit. And what messages does Group 1's angels and guides have for them? What messages does Group 1's angels and guides have for them? Yeah, wow. So you got a good connection to the stars, you guys. A very, very, not good, but like close connection to the stars. Any other closing messages? For Group 1, please, Spirit, from their guides and angels. Any other closing messages? There's something you need to do that you're hesitating to, and they want you to take a step towards it. It might be big, it might involve a journey of moving, but you know now that you and your guides and your family are connected through your own radio channel. This won't take you away from things that are meant to be in your life. It'll help separate you from the things that are holding you back. That's what they're saying. There's something you need to do that you've been delaying because you're afraid of either leaving people behind or you're afraid of just the unknown in general. Now, we start here with, I'm on the next step to my healing. So your guides really want you to know that you are someone who is destined in this lifetime to take responsibility for your healing. You are someone who is supposed to be aware of things that people before you had ignored. Maybe they were aware of, certain patterns or certain behaviors or like an underlying culture that was toxic in the family, but I don't know if it was openly addressed until your generation. The back of this card says, I listen to my body's messages and see myself as whole and healed. I'm taking responsibility. I'm aware that there is something I can do to change. So they really want you to take responsibility for your healing. And they also want you to not look at yourself as someone who is broken. You aren't broken. You don't need to be fixed. It's about healing yourself to be the best version of yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve happiness, you deserve success, you deserve abundance. It's not about look at everything I've done wrong, look at everything my parents did wrong, look at everything my grandparents did wrong. We don't want this to be a blame game. We want this to be a healing chapter in your lineage, so that moving forward, we are no longer suppressed by these cycles, by these patterns of behaviors, by these ideas of this is all that we can amount to. They really want you to break free from this type of negative thinking and behavior. So they're also saying, I flow with life. So your guides want you to embrace a more of a state of surrender, so that they can be more active in your life. When you resist, when you distract, when you try to take control over things that you can't control, you lose that strong connection to your spiritual team. When you're in a state of surrender, of listening, of doing what you can and knowing when to let go because you can no longer control the situation, that is when we are closest to the divine flow, divine order, as well as our spiritual team. And the back of this card talks about that. Divine order is ever present in my life, and there is plenty of time for all that I choose to do. So I'm getting a sense of frustration and impatience here. Some of you are highly ambitious, or you have dreams and goals that you wish to achieve, and you don't feel like you're ticking the boxes you need to. They want you to surrender it if you cannot control it, and to get back in the flow with life. You also have I'm in the right place. Wherever I go and whomever I meet, I find my own love and my highest good waiting for me. For some of you, you are supposed to be traveling. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic and this isn't possible for everybody, but they want you to embrace a new direction in somewhere, and it feels like it's physical. It feels like it links you to another part of your genetic code. It could be where you find a stronger sense of spirituality, which may be strange if you're an Indigenous person like myself. You know, so we're very connected to land. We're very connected to our where our tribe's history is prominent. So moving away from that land, we think that we're going to be disconnected, but your family, regardless of what your cultural practice is, regardless of your ethnicity, your family has a strong radio signal that pulls all of you together, however far you travel. And I think you are meant to travel, Group 1. It has something to do with you breaking away from a trapped situation, and also discovering yourself and potentially finding your person. If you're not in a serious relationship yet, you could find the love of your life at a distance from your home. And this is someone who is going to understand your practices, your customs, or just, you know, that you are a family-orientated person, or that you maybe not because you had to cut people out of your life. This is someone who is going to want to come home if that's what you want to do eventually, is what I'm trying to say. But I do think that some of you have this call to leave home, and they really want you to follow that calling. Now, we also have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You're the Oracle, so you are supposed to be someone who awakens at a younger age, or in a way that those before you haven't. You're a very spiritual person, Group 1, and you are someone who is supposed to have a profound impact on the collective consciousness. You awakening and raising your vibration allows guidance and direction for those around you, even if you choose not to become an oracle. You know, even if you choose just to simply follow the beat of your own drum, your energy being raised allows others to see you stand up, to see you raise. It's like that automatic thing that, you know, I don't know if this is something you experience, but you know, when you're in school and somebody stands up, you instantly all look at them because it's like, what are you doing? And then it's like, can I follow them? Like, where are they going? How come they get to leave the parade early? Like, how come they don't have to sit here and listen to the speeches? Like, where are they going? And that's the energy around you, is when your vibration rises, whether you choose to be an oracle or a guide towards others, it's more so about you healing yourself and raising your own vibration inspires others to do the same. Your energy is very pivotal in the collective consciousness. We also have you are already doing it. So more confirmation that you aren't broken. You don't need to be fixed. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. There's a direction that you're in, and they want you to keep heading in that direction. We also have Starseed over here. So they're telling me that you have a very ancient connection to the stars. Your family could have practiced astrology through your culture, you know, or through some avenue of your heritage. The stars are strongly connected to your ancestry, and it's something that your guides keep emphasizing. We had the star come up over here. Now we have Starseed, what lights you up. So they want you to follow your inspiration is what I want to say. When I think of the star, I think of someone who is looking for answers, someone who is looking for hope, someone who is wanting to maintain a level of faith. They want you to take some sort of inspiration that you have, something that brings you a lot of joy, and they want you to take that joy as a sign of, this is where I need to head. It's like there's this distinctive energy you get within you when you get excited about something. You just have this strong feeling of, I think this is what I'm meant to do. And they want you to trust that feeling because that is them connecting to you. We have yes, just say yes. So there is something here that they want you to do that involves a journey, a pilgrimage of some sorts. And it's something that maybe you haven't done before, maybe you don't know a lot of people who've done it. It's going to require you kind of stepping outside of something and trusting that there is someone at the other side to help you through this. With the shaman over here, I get this strong, strange energy about you that you're still discovering parts of your physical gifts in this lifetime. The shaman is someone who is wizened by experience, who has unorthodox practices that their community trusts. You know, an outsider might come in and go, why is he drinking the blood of a chicken out of the skull of a goat? But the community goes, you know what, it works. We don't know why, we don't know how, but it works. And that's your approach to life in general. I feel like you're trialing things that a lot of people don't necessarily understand, or you may be the first one to do it. It may be a bit strange. I don't recommend drinking blood out of a goat skull. I don't know why that came to my head. But it was just an example to say that your methods may be unorthodox. They may be very new, but you are supported and people are going to see success in whatever methods you take. You're going to have support both in your physical world and in your spiritual world. There's a feeling here of discovering yourself in a way that doesn't fit a mold. It may make you look a bit strange at times, but you are just embracing your authentic gifts, and it does have something to do with physical things is what they're emphasizing. So maybe like you might work with a lot of herbs or naturopathy in general. You may be a holistic healer who likes to incorporate a healthy, balanced diet and native foods into your medicine. It feels like it has something to do with that. You may just in general feel better when you're using more native foods or whole, what do they call them? Oh, this is something I clearly don't do. I need to do more of, to be honest. Whole, like the paleo diet, where it's not quite processed. It's very fresh. It's very wholesome. It's not overly processed foods. That might be something that makes you feel better about yourself, but they're highlighting that for some reason. Gnosis tells me that you were supposed to awaken almost before those around you. So you're a young awakened soul. There's my washing machine. You were someone who awakened from a young age, Group 1, and you were meant to gain a level of wisdom to plant seeds that had been laying dormant for quite some time. This is also confirmation for me that you do know of something that you're supposed to do that you haven't done yet. Without sounding like a mystical person, there's some sort of direction or path or step that you're supposed to take, and you're still hesitating. They want you to step towards it. Your guides communicate with you a lot, but your channel isn't always open. They're encouraging you to cleanse your channel regularly, whether you prefer to use crystals or smoke or natural means like going for a swim, taking a long bath with the intention of cleaning your channel and ridding your vessel of negative energy that is blocking your channel. They also want you to reduce the noise in your life because they are trying to help you see something very clearly. This is very impactful with Thanatos coming out. There's this deep feeling of like, we need to tell you this, so please listen. The destroyer here reversed is saying that your healing wasn't meant to destroy things, it was meant to bring things to the light. It wasn't meant to destroy things. You weren't supposed to destroy relationships, destroy your connection to your culture or to your family. It was supposed to bring things to the light so that you could take the next step to your healing and other people then have the option to as well. I'm getting that you are supposed to have these almost confrontational conversations with family members, but it comes from a place of love. It isn't you starting an argument, it's you addressing things that have happened that you don't agree with and that you don't want to continue to do in your life. You don't want to be a victim and you don't want to be a perpetrator when it comes to that pattern of behavior. So group 1, and that's what I have for you. I'm going to have to cut it there. I've got to go over to the other 3 groups, but I hope this reading was helpful for you. We picked up on a lot of energy. There's a lot going on. So I just take what resonates. If it doesn't fit, don't force it to. But I'm curious to know how this reading resonated for you. If you feel comfortable in sharing parts of your story, please comment down below. This is a very interesting video for me that I've held off doing for a long time because I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to be able to do it justice as well. We're talking about spiritual teams and people who, or energies that deserve to be represented in an authentic way. So I'm doing my best, but please, if you feel open to, I'd be curious to know how this reading resonated for you down below. Look after yourself, beautiful soul, and I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi group 2, and welcome. If you chose this beautiful clear looking quartz, I think we called it a rock crystal as well. I honestly just go by the energy that objects give me. I'm terrible when it comes to crystals, especially when they are gifts. I think it's kind of cool that I don't always know. I think I just like receiving things in the mail, if I'm honest. So especially things that have this sort of personal energy to them as well. So if you chose this beautiful object who appears to be a clear quartz, then this is going to be your reading. So group 2, we are asking Spirit about your spirit guides today. I did do a lengthy disclaimer in the intro. I'm just going to quickly say again that we're just going to see what comes through. This is still technically a general reading, but if it is helpful for you in your journey, then by all means, take it and use it to your advantage. So I'm going to start with these beautiful cards, as I did for group 1. Let's see, group 2, please, Spirit. Who are group 2's spirit guides? Who are group 2's spirit guides? Excuse me, these cards are very big to shuffle. Who are group 2's spirit guides? We have the Queen of Spring in reverse coming out for you. Apprehensively, I want to say. That card wasn't entirely sure if it was going to come out. Who are group 2's spirit guides? We have the Strength card coming out for you. Okay. A lot of fire. And it's definitely a person. Not so much an energy. Your angels, one of them in particular, is a person with feminine energy and assertive tones. So I want to say feminine, but very assertive, very protective. We also have the Four of Springs reversed. So this is someone you most likely knew in your lifetime. They were very close to you, visited your home a lot when you were younger perhaps. They were someone you could have looked up to and respected deeply. We also have another feminine energy coming out, a lot more protective. And we have the Six of Cups, so indication of soul connections as well. Let me put these over. I'm sorry, it's just not going to be able to fit in frame, so just remember what crystal you pick, group 2. It's not like I'm changing the groups mid-reading anyway, so interesting. Your bottom deck energy is the Four of Pentacles reversed. So your guide is very much someone that you knew in your lifetime, you guys. Your spiritual team comprises of your family, basically. Or it could be a close family friend. It could be someone who knew you in your lifetime. There are 2 distinctive energies that I'm picking up on. One is very prominent. This is someone you looked up to. This is someone who visited your home frequently. This is someone who had a lot of respect in your eyes. Like you saw the best of them. But I want to say that they may have had a bit of a temper, or they just have a very protective side to them that isn't afraid to be defensive, to say the least. This is also someone who comes across as very compassionate, but there is a masculine energy of protect here, and they're very, very protective of you. In fact, you may pick up on their energies when new people come in your life. This person is very discerning, and their energy will come through strongly to you when you're meeting someone new. It could manifest as social anxiety if you're not sure about someone, or if you're really excited about someone, you'll feel pushed to spend more time with them because of this energy, if that makes sense. This person, I would say, with Strength, the Queen, and the Four, they were most likely a fire sign. There's so many fiery energies here. They were most likely a fire sign. Sagittarius, could be Aries or Leo as well. Strong Leo because of the Strength card, but there is this really fiery, passionate energy to them. They could have been a creative person, but I get that more than anything, their role is that they just didn't want to let go of you. When they left you in this lifetime, they decided that, actually I'm going to continue to protect this person because I still care about them. and I want to be their prominent guide. I want to be their prominent angel. Your person is definitely more of an angel rather than a guide. They don't always intervene in the most appropriate ways. I say that tactfully. I don't mean to offend anyone or anything, but they're an angel in the sense of they don't really have a set role, except that they chose to be there to protect you from the other side. Now, you do have a guide over here who's a little bit less intrusive. This guide doesn't know you as well. It's the Queen of Swords with the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate whose role is to be more of a guide rather than an angel. They are there to help you when you need clear direction. With the Queen of Swords, this is a decision-making energy. This is someone who is very discerning, who is able to get a bird's eye view for you, and this is someone who wants your happiness and is able to see straight through any dramatic situations you get involved in. Where this energy feeds off drama. You know, if somebody has an argument with you, this angel arcs up and it becomes very defensive and inflamed, and there's a lot of anger and passion and how dare you hurt my beloved, like sort of energy, and it could manifest in your energy as having a quick temper or someone who's very quick to get defensive. This guide is the exact opposite. This guide has no anger. This guide is very much quiet and clear. So this guide comes through when you need clear direction. This is someone who is able to offer you a black or white answer. You're most likely going to be able to get the results you need from this guide by meditating and by calming your mind first, where this one is very passionate and there's so much desire there to like just be so actively involved in your life. It can sometimes cause a strong surge of emotions, and at times this can manifest as anxiety as well. This guide instead works best in quiet, works best in an opportunity where you are still and where you are at peace, and then the answers can come to you very clearly. Now, I want to say there's also a young figure around you that doesn't have an active role yet, and I see it manifesting in the Six of Cups and the Four of Spring reverse. This could be a soon-to-be child that you could have. You're going to know if this applies to you. This is a young energy that is already bonded to you in the spirit realm. They're not a guide. They're not necessarily an angel, but they are a spirit that's around you. And from time to time, you might pick up on that playfulness, especially when your vibration is high, when you're feeling very joyous, when you're feeling very elated. There's this youthful energy around you, and it feels like it could manifest as a future child of yours. Group 2, I don't usually get messages like this, so this is very specific, but it feels like you have your future child's energy around you. There's a strange feeling there, and I don't mean to trigger people who have lost children. It definitely feels like this is an energy that is yet to manifest on this earth physically. They are an energy that is very young and very eager to bond with you in the physical world. So they are going to be introduced by birth in your future. Whether that's a child that you carry, or maybe like a sibling will carry this child, or your partner will carry this child. It's a very strong soulmate energy. This spirit has chosen to reincarnate with you as their protector in this lifetime, and you're yet to physically encounter this spirit yet. Very, very kind, and this spirit is going to teach you, or the spirit of this person, because they are eventually going to be a person, they're here to teach you compassion in a different way. There's a very protective energy that comes out of you once this spirit manifests. And I feel like, listen, this energy over here that could very well be a grandmother, whatever this very, very passionate, protective, strength-based energy is, when this young spirit manifests, this one is going to attach more to the young spirit, because they are going to want that spirit to be protected and guarded and safe. You have something in you that I think a lot of you, when you were younger, you felt connected to the spirit world. You saw ghosts. Maybe people around you didn't believe you, but it's something that your family seems to have, and this person that you knew in your lifetime who has since passed is very protective of your kin in that respect, of protecting them and making sure that harmful energies don't hurt young babies in your family. Don't maliciously try to attack the young ones whose channels are completely open and susceptible to these sorts of things. That's what I'm getting, a very protective energy over you, especially if you've opened your channel recently to be more intuitive, to be more open and aware. they're there to sort of act as the gatekeeper. Not necessarily a guide, but heavy angel energy of protecting you against harmful energies and being very careful over who crosses your path. This one also wants you to have a lot of fun, which this one doesn't agree with. The Queen of Winter, it's not that they don't want you to have fun, they want you to be happy, but I can see that this energy, it gets you into a lot of trouble at times. There's a temper on it, and there's also this need to, you only live once kind of energy. You go a bit crazy, you act like you're living your best life and injure yourself or hurt yourself a little bit with that energy as well. So this one's like, yes, you can be happy, but you can do it without hurting yourself and jeopardizing all the spiritual work we've done. And this one's like, you only live once. Like, go for it. If you want to do it, do it. I'll be here to protect you. I'm your angel. That's it's hilarious. All right, so let's get some more cards. We'll see what other messages your guides have, and then we'll see how you can best connect to them. So I've already spoke about the Queen of Winter being a quiet, passive sort of energy that is highly observant and very black and white. They will give you the answers that you need very clearly. In order to connect to that guide, who is very much your prominent guide, you need to be in a quiet place of calm and peace. You need to be able to be still enough to listen because that voice is quiet. You have an angel over here who you knew in this lifetime who is very passionate about protecting you. There's a lot of love from that guide. They were someone who was in and out of your home when you were younger. They're someone who knows you well. They could share your blood in terms of be a family member. But more than anything, they're someone who chose to watch over you. They're very active, and they sometimes cause trouble in your life because they're so passionate. There's a temper behind this person's energy, but there's also just so much love and so much desire for you to be happy. It sometimes interferes with the path that you're on. But overall, it comes from a place of, I just want you to be happy type of energy. I just want you to smile. Like a grandmother would do, you know, giving you too many lollies and then you go home with a sick stomach and your mum growls the grandparents for feeding you too many treats. But it's that energy of like, I'm just trying to love you and I want you to feel love and happiness. Now, I didn't talk about your Four of Pentacles at the bottom of your deck. The Four of Pentacles reversed tells me that you will have many entities come and go throughout your life. These are the prominent ones at the point of your reading, but I feel with the Four of Pentacles reverse, as you develop, as you evolve, as your circumstances change, as your spiritual journey deepens, in the sense of the more that you keep your intuitive channel open, the more that you are receptive to these messages, the more guides you will obtain. There are different energies that come into our life for different reasons, and I feel that at the moment you're on your sort of bare minimum. You've got a very protective angel who you've known in this lifetime. You've got a guide who is here trying to help you discern through, you know, your big sort of answers and offer you the clarity that you need. And then you have the energy of a young soul who is ready to enter your life and your future. As you go through your challenges and as you grow and evolve as a person, you know, your circumstances may change, so will your spiritual team, group 2. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, I see that your energy, there could be angels that you share with other family members, or there could be guides who are yet to cross your path because you haven't reached that part of your journey yet. So just keep that in mind. Now, Group 2, please, Spirit. What else does Group 2's guides want them to know? What else does Group 2's spiritual team want them to know? I will take that one. Oh, yes, you were supposed to have a child who was around you already. We'll take that one. Tia. Oh, so for some of you, it could be a child that was lost, but they are supposed to reincarnate. Only take that message if you feel strongly that it resonates. I don't mean to trigger people. In general readings, so much comes out, and I don't mean to cover such heavy topics like they're, you know, just rolling off my tongue. It's just the energy that's coming through. We have the box reversed. Okay, that's interesting. Anything else that Group 2 spiritual team wants them to know about their connection? How can they get closer to their guide, Spirit? The Temple, yes, they want you to be quiet and be still more. You may be someone who practices spirituality through prayer. They're saying that that would help, or through meditation, that would help. But just being quiet and still is the best way to connect with your guide, because you only have one really strong energy there, and they're not a loud voice. They're overshadowed often by this very protective angel of yours who loves you dearly but doesn't always have the foresight to know what to tell you. This is someone who is protective, but if we were going to look at your future as a crystal ball, right, this guide is looking at your life through your eyes. this one here, this angel, I've got to stop calling them a guide. This angel is looking at life through your eyes. They don't have the ability to see the crystal ball like this one does. So this one's getting triggered by all the experiences you're experiencing, which triggers you, whereas this one is removed from the 3D experience and is more attached to the 5D. You need to be quiet and still to connect with your guide. That's very strong advice. We have the castle here as well, so protecting your home. They're saying to be very careful over who you let into your home. Your energy at home could be corrupt at the moment, or just being mindful of it in future. People who come into your home, that is your sacred space. They want you to start treating your home as your temple. For some of you, they're talking about your body as well. I don't want to get down that road, but geez, goodness, no judgment. But they're wanting you to be mindful of what energies you allow near your temple, whether that be your body or your home or both. There's this energy here of you are so open at the moment with the 5 of Pentacles reversed. You're in a position of really attracting energy into your life, trying to open your channel, trying to keep your channel clear, that we do need to also protect our energy. So make sure that if you choose to work with crystals or smoke or salt, you're doing it regularly. You can also use other herbs. Like, you don't have to just burn herbs to create protection. Rosemary is something that you can choose to cook with frequently to use with the intention of protecting your internal body. I love using rosemary. I don't even know where I heard about it, but then I was reminded of it recently on Instagram, and it is a protection herb. So, but salt in its very basic form, rock salt, sea salt, whatever salt you prefer. You could also get river salt. Trust it's a thing. It's more briny. It's up to you. But what else does their guides want them to know, Spirit? Group 2. What other information? Yeah, the dead end. Okay, so you're going through something right now that it needs to be removed. There's temptation to go back to it. Some of you have already taken steps towards removing this. But listen, you really need to let it go. You really do need to let it go. There's an energy here of this is tempting because it's familiar. We want to go back to it, but we can't. You're currently... Okay, we need to get more. What's going on with the thread reversed? Where are they? No, yes, play. There's something else that they want you to focus your energy on, and instead you keep doing this thing that you know isn't best for you. It could be that you are really hyper manifesting something, you know, you really hyperly want something to happen and you're putting all your energy towards that instead of the other areas of your life. They want to ask you a question. Can you control it? Can you physically control it? Is the energy that you're putting into this going to be able to 100% give you the results you need? Are you trying to control something that you can't control? If you are, they want you to stop. They want you to wait, and they want you to focus your energy elsewhere. They don't want you to be hyper focused on this area of your life, whether you're trying to manifest something new or whether you're trying to fix something old. If it involves controlling another person's actions, thoughts, or behaviors, they want you to forget about it. Let it go. Focus on another area of your life. This is going to lead to a dead end, and it's going to lead to a lot of unhappiness because you're going to miss out on other opportunities. They want you to embrace the inner child in you, to have more fun, to exercise more, in general. Apparently that was just supposed to be a full stop, but no, it's more so about connecting with your higher energies. And when you focus so much on this, when you put so much pressure on yourself to achieve this, you're forgetting what it is to simply be present and simply be happy. Now, for some of you, this is happiness that you're manifesting, and you're doing it so vigilantly that you're sucking all of the joy out of it. It really feels like something is being forced to happen, and they want you to stop, and they want you to kind of, it's literally saying, don't be too serious, have fun. Celebrate, play. That card never comes out for me, and when it does, I have to take it seriously, as non-serious as it is. There is a strong energy here of needing to stop focusing on something in your life that is taking up a lot of your energy because you can't actually control it. It's something that thrives with little focus, especially if you're focusing on your happiness. The less you overthink it, the more you simply do, the more happy you will be. If this is something that you're manifesting by way of a relationship or a person, they want you to stop focusing on it. Simply do and you will be happier, because your energy is what is manifesting this. And the more you focus on it, the more your energy becomes this little thing of like, it has to happen now, it has to happen now, it has to happen now. And you're so charged that you're almost repelling this. So really just have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious, wait. If you can't control it, let it go. They want you to focus your energy on another area of your life that does need to be focused on. They're saying what is not aligned or needs to change. And I have a feeling it has to do with your thought pattern, what you're choosing to think about regularly. You kind of know this. It's just confirmation to continue doing this, group 2. Is there anything else that their guides want them to know, Spirit? Oh, the box reversed. I didn't talk about that. The box reversed is asking for you to get out of the house more, especially being under the 4 of spring. They want you to be safe, of course. If it's not safe to do that where you are, then don't. But they do want you to get out of your box more, get out of your shell more, experience things more. Don't be afraid to live your life as if you are honoring your home and using your home as a safe place that is simple, very carefully yours, in the sense of you're not just inviting everybody back. It's something that is safe and protected energetically. Then you're allowed to go out and experience things. Go out and literally, like, this is coming from both guides now. Your guide and your angel are saying, live your best life, get out of your box and allow yourself to experience things, because that is going to offer you the change that you've been manifesting. Whether it's a person, whether it's your happiness, whether it's the end of something, that is what is going to help you. You have to get out of some sort of box that you've confined yourself to, especially with the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Spring. Some of you, this is like a move. You need to actually go ahead with this, is what they're saying. And if you feel you need more guidance, you know that you can always connect to them from a quiet place of stillness and peace. You have to be in that state. You have to give yourself a quiet place, which is why they want you to declutter your home. There could be too much energy at your home right now. I flow with life. Divine order is ever present in my life, and there is plenty of time for all that I choose to do. Some of you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders to achieve goals. And it's just about incorporating more joy in your life. They will take care of you. You will not have to want anything, because you will always have everything that you need as long as you are embracing your present moment. Group 2, please, Spirit. What else do their guides want them to know? I am in the right place. There is a strong energy here of releasing control and expectations. You put a lot of responsibility on your own shoulders, and your guides want you to release that. We have, wherever I go and whomever I meet, I find my own love and my highest good waiting for me. You are so protected. I know that we only talked about 3 energies here, but they are so protective of you. They are so carefully sure of providing you with exactly what you need in your journey, that you don't have to technically worry about anything, group 2, except for manifesting your joy right here, right now. And if that word is triggering, don't use it. Don't use manifesting. Just say instigating. The only thing I'm responsible for today is instigating my joy right here, right now. I don't know what's going to happen this afternoon. I don't know what's going to happen by the time I get to work. I don't care about what's going to happen by the time I get home, because I'll be very tired. I know that. But right here, right now, I'm instigating my own joy. I'm going to listen to my favorite song, and I'm going to pretend nobody's here, and I'm just going to vibe out to it. Group 2, please, Spirit. What else do their guides want them to know about their future? What can we get advice around this situation that Group 2 is concerned about? We got a bit of advice. I always have a choice. You always have a choice, and you have a guide who is very adamant on making sure that you feel comfortable with the choices that you make. Their main goal here is to offer you black and white answers. Tap into that energy. I choose to believe that it is easy to change a thought or a pattern. It is my choice to do so. Change a thought or a pattern. It is your choice to do so. We also have, I'm willing to change. They really want change to happen for you guys, but it's something that, you have to be open to. When one door closes, another door opens. It is only change. I'm safe and secure and loved. Absolutely. This is the primary energy of your reading from both your angel and your guide. We also have, all changes are easy for me to make. The moment I'm willing to change, the universe begins to help me. It brings me whatever I need. This is exactly what we were talking about. You do not have to want for anything, because you will always have everything that you need. We also have, give over my problems and sleep peacefully. I mean, you guys, that's everything we were talking about. I release my fears and problems. I feel only peace in my mind and body as I drift off to sleep. And that's where they want you to be. I want you to surrender the things you cannot control because they are only taking from your energy. Surrender them, release them. Let your guides worry about how to feed you, how to sustain you. You simply have to focus on the things you can control. Now, manifestation isn't all about completely surrendering everything. We have to meet them halfway. But I wouldn't be giving this message to someone who is that kind of person. You're the kind of person who takes on too much. You have high expectations of yourself. And I see that this comes from a very real place of needing to be where you're at, either needing to have something on the table or needing that roof over your head or needing to fulfill a certain standard or role or expectation. But you need to know right here and now that you are so supported at this point in your life. You are discovering a new road that is supposed to open up your spiritual channel. It's supposed to connect you with more guides, with more angels. It's supposed to connect you with your divine purpose. And the more that you sort of thread through this doubt, this fear, this overburdening of expectations, the closer you will be to this freedom that you're seeking. It's strange. It feels like you're expecting too much of this when the answer is quite simple. It's just a matter of doing what you can and releasing what you cannot. So group 2, that's the message that I have for you. That is what came through in your reading. I do want to do these again just to see how it changes in our community and what messages do come through in future. But for now, that's all I can see for you. I hope this reading was helpful. If it was not, don't force it to fit. Only take what resonates and don't let the rest take from you. Look after your beautiful self. Sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Hi group 3 and welcome. If you chose this greeny colored, I believe it's a form of jasper. Could be very wrong, but it feels lovely, if I'm honest. If you chose this beautiful charm, then this is going to be your reading. So group 3, we're asking Spirit for messages about your guides, your angels, your spiritual team. I have always called them guides. I don't mean to trigger anybody. I feel like I have to say that in this group especially. This is a safe community. If you feel you want to share something, I don't know why I'm saying this, but please do. Okay, group 3, please, Spirit. Tell us about their guides. We're going to see what comes through group 3. This is a very personal reading in my opinion. It can be maybe too personal to be a general reading, but we'll see what comes through for your group. Group 3, Spirit. Who are their guides? Who is group 3's spirit guides and angels? Who is on their spiritual team? Ooh. Who is on their... Oh, you're that group. There's always one group. Who is on their team? Ah. Who is on their team? Yes. Wow. Anything else you'd like to tell me? Holy heck, there's so many messages coming through for you guys. Bottom deck energy is justice. Holy moly. You guys are next level. I want to show you these cards one by one, but then I need to start talking because you've got a lot of messages coming through. I'm going to push your charm over there so we can fit these cards in. We got the Queen of Cups. We got the Strength card. We've also got the Sun coming out reversed. We've also got the Tower, Life Experience, coming out, which is a beautiful reading and a beautiful card in a reading like this. We also had next the Princess of Autumn coming out for you. And then we also had the Ten of Cups coming out reversed. We also had the Two of Autumn and the Nine of Winter coming out. So you guys, there's a few messages. First of all, the I don't want to say females, let's say feminine energy, because it wasn't always in a female vessel. The feminine energy in your lineage is very highly intuitive. This is a common thing that has happened throughout generations of different cultural practices. Being open to spirituality, being intuitive, being an intuitive vessel is very much a feminine energy thing, but it doesn't always inhabit a female's vessel, if that makes sense. You come from a long line of strong psychic feminine energies who had a strong pull to help others. They would do things for the kindness of all. Sometimes it made them matriarch of a family, whose primary role was to keep that family at peace and together and strong despite the adversity that they faced. It seems minor, but I'm talking about hardships that we can only watch in movies. You know, these are hardships like famine, like plagues. Like, your lineage goes back through hundreds and hundreds of years, and the feminine energies in your lineage have always been highly intuitive, highly psychic, to use that word, very compassionate, very strong. And I see that for you in particular, your guide is made up of energies from this long, strong lineage. There is no one single energy that comes through except for a very caring psychic connection to this energy. You have a very strong connection to this energy. There is not one person there. It is a strong collaboration, a collective collaboration of energy over time. Hi, Group 3. Sorry, I was just interrupted by a very important call that I had to take. But as I was saying, you have this strong lineage, Group 3, and it's not one energy. It's an amalgamation of energy over time that is highly feminine, but it wasn't always in feminine vessels. And when we talk about energy, there is the divine feminine and there's the divine masculine. And a balanced person may have both energies within them at any time. They use both when they need to. The divine feminine energy is notoriously more psychic and intuitive, passive, but highly in tune with the flow of life, if that makes sense, where the masculine is more energetically charged, more assertive, more protective at times in terms of taking action and defense as well. So what I feel here is that you have a lot of strong feminine energy around you. There is a strong energy of protection, and it comes through when you need it, depending on what you need. So there is not one single person in that sense. It is like a radio frequency that you can tap into, and whoever's there to picks up the phone and gives you the help that you need. Now, on top of that, you also have an amalgamation of entities that have become attached to you in this lifetime based on your past life experiences. Now, this is interesting because I wasn't expecting anything like this to come through, but it does make sense. You have had experiences in your past lives that have tethered you strongly to people who became very invested in your journey. I'm getting that some of your past lives were very traumatic, very tragic, very much triggered by the worst case scenarios of each timeline. You know, if we look at the 20s, for example, you could have been a soul that was directly impacted by the Titanic or the Great Depression or World War I. It's this energy of your past lives were very tragic in a sense. You had to overcome a lot of adversity, a lot of challenges. You had a lot of fight in you to make the most out of that experience, though. You weren't somebody who just rolled over and gave up, you know. You were someone who really fought to make the most out of your experiences, to make a difference to those around you, and to make it one hell of a lifetime, you know. And I see that people admired that about you. People who crossed paths with you in that lifetime, they became very invested in your journey, very invested in your life experience. And it feels like even when you ended that lifetime, that life cycle, those spirits, the spirits of those people, still chose to reincarnate with you again. And if they weren't able to, they still chose to be a part of your journey in the spirit world. So it feels like you have this amalgamation of other entities that aren't related to you by blood, but who admire you, who admire your spirit, and who are curious about where to next. These energies are more so onlookers. They may give you the feeling as though you're being watched. At certain times, you'll feel a familiar sort of warmth about them when you're feeling low, or when you show them a part of your personality that they're familiar with. They will sort of give you this warm energy around you that feels very much like a hug, but it's a strong sense of admiration. These energies have chosen curiously to watch you in this lifetime, to see what you become, because against all adversity, against all odds, when they knew you, you were able to shine. In situations where people, you know, lost their lives, where the worst case scenarios could have happened, you were able to shine, and you showed them something that they wanted to see more of. So in this lifetime, where you probably, you know, undoubtedly are still experiencing some challenges, some adversity, they still think that you are going to make something incredible of yourself, whether that's in the way that you help others, because in the way that you helped them, or whether that's in the way of you have so many resources now in this lifetime that you didn't have before. They want to know what you're going to make of this life. So they've curiously attached themselves to you, more as like I want to say, like, just nomadic white spirits. They're not negative, but they're not necessarily guides or angels either. They're just there curiously watching to see what you make of this life experience. Now, as well as that, you have a younger male energy around you. Now, this is interesting because in this deck, the pages are women, but it feels like this is a physical, like it feels like a young male with a potentially more softer side to them. It's mostly because they're younger. They aren't fully masculine. They aren't fully feminine. They're a young energy, and it feels like there's some sort of physical connection to this person. They could have been a friend. They could have been a young relative, but they don't feel closely family. They just feel like someone who comes and offers you playful energy as an angel would. They're not really a guide, group 3. They're more of an angel for you. They're someone who wants you to be happy. They kind of just every now and then come in and do something a little bit mischievous. I'm not going to lie. They're not exactly passive. You're going to know when this guide is around and whether this is someone that you whether this is a message that resonates, because when this angel comes into your life again, their presence is very much known. They're mischievous is what Spirit is saying. So they're the kind of angel, when they appear, you hear like knocking on your door and you open it and nobody's there, or you close your curtains and all of a sudden your curtains are open again. And the energy of them isn't harmful, so it doesn't instigate fear, but it does shock you, and then you kind of just brush it off and go, okay, it's happening again. This is it feels like a boy, but they was quite young and they didn't really develop into anything yet. So they have feminine energies about them that hadn't fully been explored, and masculine energies about them that hadn't fully been explored either. This is more of just an angel who feels like they could have been a friend. They could have also just been a distant relative, but they don't have a strong family connection to you. They're more so someone that you would consider a friend. They knew you in this lifetime, though, and they're very mischievous about that. Or they knew one of your family members in this lifetime. They're very cheeky about how they manifest. But overall, they come to raise your vibration. So they come when you're ready to listen to them, because I feel like you distract yourselves a lot. This is not something that you experience regularly, but when it does happen, you can't forget about it, type of thing. Now, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Autumn, and the 9 of Winter tells me that your intuitive connection goes a lot like this. When you're distracted by your 3D world, you're less in tune with the energies around you. It doesn't mean that they've given up on you. They're still there, but you're not tuning into them as strongly as you could, would, should. Now, it doesn't mean that you've lost that ability. It just means that your channel gets filled with a lot of noise, especially with the 2 of Pentacles here. You feel like you accumulate a lot of distractions, a lot of busyness in your schedule, and it leads to you not being very connected to this part of you. It's not a bad thing if it's just something that's being highlighted in your reading. The 10 of Cups reversed is a message about your overall journey in this lifetime. Your angels, your guides, the curious onlookers who have amalgamated around you in this lifetime, they are all here to see what you make of yourself. With the 10 of Cups reversed, a previous lifetime of yours was especially tumultuous. It was something that was very heartbreaking, and it was something that garnered you a lot of friends. It garnered you a lot of connections to people who haven't yet been reincarnated. But it also made people want more of you. They were like, goodness, if they were able to make that much out of their lifetime with that limited amount of resources, then what can they do in 2021? You've got a lot of people here protecting you through this feminine energy, cheering you up through this masculine feminine energy, and then just curiously watching you through this amalgamation of previous lifetimes, that they really just want to see what you make of yourself. You are protected, and I feel like your purpose is something that you may not truly define until pushed to, because that is where you seem to thrive. You seem to thrive when you're pushed in extreme circumstances, which is sad, because this is the one chance you have of not being pushed in an extreme circumstance. But I feel like you're going to discover a lot about yourself when you almost hit rock bottom. And I don't recommend you do that. You can always tap into this energy instead and ask for guidance, ask for direction. If you're feeling like you've lost your purpose or your way a little bit, you don't have to hit rock bottom to instigate those feelings. Knowing that you have a strong spiritual team, you can always tune into them instead. But I do feel that that is something that triggers this side to you as well. It awakens these talents that you have, this resilience, this perseverance, this fighter's spirit that you have. The Nine of Winter over here tells me that you're going to feel very alienated throughout your existence, from your experiences, from your loved ones, from your people. You're a little bit of a lone wolf at times with the Nine of Swords. And this gift that you have of connecting with the other world, it is going to be more prominent at nighttime or when you are alone. It could happen in the middle of the day, but others aren't usually there. That's because you have a lot of spirits around you that are tethered specifically to you. This could have been a family friend. This could have been a strong strong connection to your lineage. But mostly these spirits, these active ones who are curious and watching, they only have a connection to you. So they are only going to manifest when you are by yourself, when you're alone, and that is going to be mostly at night time. The intent isn't to harm you. If anything, it is to show you again that you are not alone. Because I feel that your physical experience takes a little while to catch up to your soul's experience. And once that happens, you may feel lonely. You may feel like you don't have a lot of connection. You may feel like you don't have a lot of people around you, or you just may in general feel like you are struggling to find that direction again. Like, why am I even doing this? What is the purpose? It's almost like your previous lifetimes were so full of action, even though it was challenging, that this one kind of feels like it's too easy, like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? So if you feel stuck, you have so many entities around you who are here for positive things. These are the positive spirits that you can always call upon, connect to, ask direction for, ask for clarity, ask for guidance, ask for confirmation, especially this young one. This young one might not know a lot about your spiritual path, but they know how to confirm things physically. So if you ask a simple yes or no answer, this one will answer you almost immediately. If you say, I don't know what I should do in this relationship, am I supposed to leave them? That's a yes or no answer. This one is going to answer you. This one will knock to say yes, yes, yes. This one is very active. They have a lot of energy. They're able to connect with you. So let's see what other messages we can get for you in closing. I got a lot of messages through, so I'm going to be using less decks for you, but we'll see what other messages we can get for you. Group 3, please, Spirit. What information can you offer Group 3 around their guides? What do their guides want to say to them in closing? What does Group 3's guides want to say to them in closing? What does Group 3's angels and guides and spirits want to say to them? Oops, okay, we're supposed to take 2. Interesting. Yeah, they want you to be more authentic with yourself. Don't mask who you are. Don't try to mold yourself to fit in. It's like that, actually I will get some. Don't dim to fit in is what they're saying. This card might come out, but what else do you want them to know, Spirit? Yeah, there's some sort of calling that you were supposed to, that's too many, I'm so sorry, I can only take 1. There's some sort of calling that you're supposed to answer. Not to say that you haven't done it yet, but you're very intuitive for a reason. And when you turn that thing off, when you distract yourself from that ability, then you're only really limiting your own potential. It wasn't supposed to distract you, frighten you, harm you. Being aware, being intuitive, being psychic, being connected to other realms and other energies was something that was supposed to remind you of your previous experiences so that you can tap into those past lifetimes, that wealth of knowledge, and continue moving towards your purpose. It feels like you do have a purpose that's tied to you connecting with a lot of people. I think that in general, you are someone who enjoys helping others. I think that for every one of you, though, it's going to be a different sort of thing that you end up doing, but it's tethered towards connecting with a lot of souls and helping people somehow. I love being me is the first message that came out. I'm at ease when I wake up in the morning. I feel the joy of spending another day with myself. Yeah, you have a lot of protection, and I feel like the best way to connect with the energies who are here watching you is when you come from a place of confidence and power. These are people who admired you in other lifetimes, and they know that you still possess that quality within you. You are someone who naturally has leadership qualities. You are someone who is supposed to rise up and be the person that others follow. I am a yes person. I choose to see myself in life in the most positive ways. As such, I say yes to opportunity and prosperity. I say yes to all good. I rejoice that it is so. They really want you to take the opportunities in your life, because in previous lifetimes you didn't have these. It's time to finally live the life that you were supposed to live. We also have I'm welcomed with joy wherever I am. The back of this card says, people love working and being with me as I express my thoughts, feelings, and ideas. They are welcomed and easily comprehended by others. You are supposed to be surrounded by kindred spirits, and that is what your spiritual team is. Kindred spirits from other lifetimes who are still connected to you. In this lifetime, if you are feeling lonely and isolated, it's because you are not where you are meant to be. If you are feeling pulled in a specific direction at a time when you feel alone, you are being strongly guided to do that. You are supposed to experience a lot of hardship in previous lives so that you could sort of fast track this lifetime. You have a lot of resources in this life to be able to achieve a purpose that you have been striving towards for many, many lifetimes. And all of these spirits around you are there to support you when you are open to receiving their energetic messages. We also have, I am free to say no if something is not best for me. They want you to say yes to opportunity, but they also don't want you to be distracted by life's pleasures and life's limitations. It's more so limitations. There's this energy of literally, the limit does not exist for you. I use the power of my mind and my free will to do what I know is right. I trust myself. So this is interesting. I really do feel, group 3, like your guides are very, very, very curious about what you will make of yourself in this lifetime. I express my true being. The back of this card says, my wisdom and understanding of spirit increases as I express more fully each day the inner beauty and strength of my true being. You are supposed to be an open channel. You are supposed to be connected to source. You're supposed to be connected to yourself more than anything. You're supposed to trust yourself and know yourself well. You're supposed to take time out to do this as well. You're not supposed to be always in demand and available for everybody in every possible department store, you know. You are supposed to take time out when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you've lost your way. You are supposed to be quiet and still and alone to regather yourself and to trust yourself and know yourself again. I heal myself on all levels. Wherever I am, there is a healing atmosphere. It brings me and brings, it blesses me and brings peace to me and to those around me. You are a healer. You have the ability to heal others simply by being around them. And the last card in this deck is, I'm on an ever-changing journey. My life is never stuck or static or stale, for each moment is new and fresh. Every ending is a new point of beginning. Interesting. I do think that with life experience, you're someone who transforms a lot. And even though your energy stays constant, you are someone who evolves quickly for the next journey. You're someone who is supposed to be reincarnated multiple times. You meet a lot of energy. You honestly, you have this group of spiritual friends basically who are like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe who you are, and will never forget what you did for me in that previous lifetime. And I'm so inspired by who you are becoming. They're very, very proud of you. No pressure. You are simply you. They're here for the vessel, for the energy that you are, not for the vessel that you inhabit. Now we also have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. You are someone who is supposed to be adaptable. You are supposed to mold and change. If something isn't feeling right, you're supposed to take action towards it. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You are supposed to connect with a lot of people in your lifetime. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? You are a leader. You are supposed to be someone who others follow, in the sense of you inspire others through the action that you take. You are supposed to have a platform, or at least you are supposed to be seen and come into connection with a lot of people in your lifetime. So group 3, that's what I see for you. That's what's come through for your reading. I'm going to have to cut it there and move over to group 4. I definitely want to do this kind of reading again in future. We're going to cover this topic again, and we're going to go through this sort of thing again. Maybe trying to get as much information as we can to see if it's changed at all, to see if there's any new sort of energies around us. But this has been incredibly insightful for me. It wasn't at all what I was expecting, but it's the message that came through. So I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it confirmed some of your suspicions. I hope it helped you understand how you can connect with your guides. You have so many spirits around you. You have your guides, and then you have your angel, and then you also have your spirits. And there could be angels in here too, but it is just an amalgamation of energies who look up to you, who are really grateful for the help that you gave them in previous lifetimes, and who are very curious and excited to see what you make of your lifetime in this version of your story. So look after your wonderful self. This was still a general reading. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit, and I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi group 4, and welcome. If you chose this beautiful and interesting charm, then this is going to be your reading. So group 4, I'm going to put your crystal charm over here for now. We are needing to make room because I'm using a lot of different cards today. In the sense of, these are cards I don't use often anymore, but I feel like these will give us the most honest, clear messages, and it's been a treat. The last 3 groups have been super interesting, very different, very surprising. When I do these styles of readings, it's honestly something that is pure channeling. I never know what to expect. I never know what's going to happen. And that's the beauty of channeling as well. You release expectations and see what spirit delivers. So we are asking about your spiritual team. I use the words angels and guides in the title as well as in the intro. But the idea behind this reading is to fully understand who is supporting us on the other side, who makes up our spiritual team, basically. It's been very interesting so far. The other 3 groups, honestly, I kind of wish, if you're curious, I would say have a listen, because it's been incredible. I feel very grateful to do these styles of readings, and I don't know why I didn't think to do more of them. So I am going to do more of them in future. I think that it's a beautiful, only something that could help us even more, really, knowing who is on the other side supporting us, helping us connect and truly tap into that as a resource, because that's why they're there. They are a resource to help us in this lifetime. So anyway, goodness, had my little ramble. Let's figure out who is on your spiritual team. Group 4, please, Spirit. Who are Group 4's angels and guides? Oh, we have the 10 of Spring. There's a lot of water behind that, but we got a fire energy coming out. Oh, burdens, my days. What do you mean? The Queen of Summer, yeah, and the Death card behind that. The Queen of Autumn, excuse me, the Belgian hare. Queen of Autumn reversed. What else can you tell us about Group 4's spiritual team? We have the Star, love that. That is a highly evolved angelic presence. We have the 7 of Cups, okay. Can I get some more cards? We have the Wheel coming out for you, reversed, excuse me. Reversed. I tried to flip it and they were like, no. That's reversed. All right. Interesting. You guys. Okay, similar energy to Group 1. You have had lifetimes before that have been tragically cut short. This is your do-over. Anything else that you can tell us about their spiritual team for Group 4? Group 4. Bottom deck energy is the Queen of Swords. Ooh, she came out for one of the other groups as well. I can't remember which one now. Now we also have the Dreamer over here. And we have the Magician. So interesting. 0-1, fresh start. Something didn't go according to plan in the past, you guys. Listen, I don't believe in coincidences, but this was especially tragic. This wasn't supposed to happen in that way. Oof, why am I crying? You know why? Because I think this was a darker influence. Some of you guys in a previous lifetime, the negative energies around you really stole your light, This is interesting. It wasn't supposed to be a past life reading, but the last 2 groups have been geared towards this. In a previous lifetime, you guys were under somebody else's control. Now use that as you will. I'm going to keep it general. The Ten of Springs tells me you carried a lot of weight physically, you carried a lot of responsibility, you carried a lot of burden. You were suppressed and suppressed and suppressed to the point where you never got the opportunity to be who you were meant to be. That didn't make you lose your hope though. You have such a hopeful spirit. You have such a beautiful, pure spirit with the star here. You were someone who was supposed to have another opportunity because it wasn't fair what happened to you in a previous lifetime. You were someone who was very, very oppressed. Your energy was suppressed. You took on a lot of stress and burdens. You never got to fully grow into who you were meant to be. For some of you, you never got to explore the more nurturing parts of your personality. You had to act a certain way just to survive. Now, in this lifetime, you have a guide who is very, very aware of who you were in a previous life, and they're here to encourage you to be more nurturing, to be more open, to be more vulnerable, to be more able to focus on yourself. You are someone who is supposed to learn to be more selfish in this lifetime in a good way. In a way that, yes, you're still helping others by helping yourself first. You have a guide who is very, very, very aware of who you were in a past life, and their sole goal is to see you live out your full potential in this lifetime. They want you to be selfish. They want you to take action towards your own goals. They want you to put your own needs first. They want you to prioritize your self-care. They want you to do things with your body that you weren't given the opportunity to do in a previous life. And excuse me, they really, really, really want you to stay connected to that hopeful, optimistic, faithful part of yourself who has always believed that you are destined for great things. You have a very youthful energy. You are a soul who is either quite young or who has recently had a massive rebirth, and you are here to gather more experiences. In your previous lifetime in particular, you weren't able to do this. Now, in the Seven of Cups over here, I see that you have a lot of young energy around you. Potentially you were a mother of or a father of many children in a previous lifetime. The Seven of Cups tells me that you have a lot of playful energy around you that can sometimes distract you and confuse you from what you truly want to do in this lifetime. It feels like young souls from your previous lifetime are here as sort of angels, not necessarily guides. This energy is very much a guide who is dedicated to you fulfilling your purpose in this lifetime and you really making the most out of your experience in this lifetime, very materially. They want you to have success in all ways materially. These angels over here are young angels who feel like they could have been your children in a previous life, but more than that, they're just young angels who are here to smother you in love, smother you in unconditional support. They are supposed to help you feel like you have almost like an eternal child's energy. No matter how old your physical body gets, group 4, you're always going to have a playful side to you because of these angels. You're always going to be a young soul because of these angels. They are here to inspire you to be this hopeful, optimistic, kind, youthful energy. No matter how old you feel, there is this youthful side to you that these angels are there to encourage, to coax out, even in your most challenging moments, which I feel like with the wheel reversed, your soul does know true challenge. The wheel is interesting for me. I don't feel it as a particular energy. I feel it as divine intervention. The wheel is reversed because unfortunately, your life was intercepted by some very heavy, dark energies in a previous lifetime, and your journey was cut tragically short. You weren't able to do nearly half the things that your light journey was supposed to lead you to. So I feel like the wheel reversed is saying that this is your chance to do things over. There's no rules, there's no rules. You just have one guide who is strongly encouraging you to experience life in all of its possibilities, so that you're not wasting anything, so that you're not losing anything in this lifetime. But I do feel like for you guys, this is your do-over. Your life was cut short and they had to go, listen, this isn't fair. This soul deserves more. They need more. So the wheel reversed is kind of confirming that story for me. I also feel that for some of you guys, this journey may change unexpectedly for you depending on where you are and who is around you, because you're so much of a blank slate. I'm feeling a strong connection to Jupiter over here, and Jupiter's energy is an energy that influences Sagittarius and Pisces. And I feel that for you guys, you may make very spontaneous choices in your life based upon your intuitive mind, based upon what your gut instinct is telling you, or what your heart is telling you, or what you feel is the right thing to do. It feels like certain things may change very almost randomly, or you may have good fortune very randomly. It's a very strange turn of events. We're going to clarify that with more cards, but I'll go on to these two next. You are a fresh spirit, and you are someone who is heavily protected because of that. You are a blank slate in this lifetime, Group 4. Because of that, you are more susceptible to attracting heavier energies, and they don't want that to happen again. As Kirk is saying, you are someone who is easily manipulated because of your freshness, because of your youthfulness, because of the fact that you are a blank slate. They don't want you to be manipulated. So you have this one very active guide. You have this amalgamation of precious, youthful angels, but you also have divine guidance at all times to ensure that you aren't manipulated in the way that you were in the last lifetime. You have divine support from the archangels constantly to check up on you and see, okay, what are they doing now? They're following butterflies. Look at this angel. They're following butterflies. Okay, that's fine. Are there any snakes? Is there anything that could possibly hurt this young spirit again? No. Okay, fine. That's good. That's good. Let's leave them alone now, and let's let them be. We'll come and check on them again next year. That type of energy. Now, the reason why you need to know this is because if you are feeling attacked, or if you are feeling really lost and afraid and alone, you can call on any of the archangels for support. You can call on Archangel Michael to ground you and show you, remind you who you truly are, and what how safe you are and how secure you are. You can call on Archangel Ariel if you're wanting passion and purpose and direction again. If you're wanting inspiration, if you're wanting an idea of, like, what am I supposed to create in this lifetime, Archangel Ariel can help. If you want to know where you're supposed to be going or what you're supposed to be doing, you can, oh my days, I just forgot his name. Who is the solar plexus chakra angel, you guys? Archangel Shamuel? I think it's Shamuel. We're going to go with him. He feels right. You can call on his support to help you clearly move towards the things that you want in life, and so on and so forth. I'm going to cut it there because there's a lot of angels, there's a lot of chakras, but all the angels are there to support you. Finishing with Metatron, who's the archangel of your crown chakra. So I really do feel like you guys, you have all this support because this is your do-over. This is your opportunity to be whoever you want to be. You weren't supposed to be oppressed and suppressed as you were in a previous lifetime. And it is time now for you to simply follow where your passion, where your dreams take you, what inspires you, what is going to curiously add more volume and substance to your life. You have no rules, Group 4. You are such a fresh, young spirit who is so heavily protected from harmful energy that you can literally do no wrong in this lifetime. So let's see what else your angels and guides want you to know. Group 1, please, Spirit. What do their, they were like 1. Group 4, please, Spirit. What do their angels and guides want them to know? Keros, sorry. I'm so sorry. A beautiful lady reached out to me to properly show me how to pronounce the Greek pronunciation of these cards, and my sieve of a mind forgot all about it. Kairos? Anyway, that beautiful energy talks about critical timing in this deck, at least. So I kind of feel like, that's interesting. They want you to do something. What do you want them to do, Spirit? Critical timing is being highlighted here. What do you want them to do? The kiss. Oh, that's cute. Passion, compassion, connection. What do you want them to do? Self. The bridge. Oh my days. So they want you to take chances, to take opportunities, to take risks. You are so supported that literally nothing is standing in your way. They want you, when you have that feeling, you're supposed to be impulsive is what they're telling me. You're supposed to be impulsive. Other people won't understand how you get away with it. Other people won't understand how you can continue to rise above all of these risky moves and maneuvers, but you are supposed to take chances. You're supposed to be risky. You are so heavily supported that you are supposed to passionately and almost blindly move towards the things that you want to do. They really, really, really want you to embrace self in this lifetime. This lifetime for you is about experiencing life to its fullest by any means necessary. You're supposed to, yes, you're supposed to just be this creative energy that has no bounds. And it can be as simple as it needs to. It doesn't have to mean that you're the Picasso of our generation or the Michelangelo of our generation. It just means that if you want to do something, you are supposed to do it. As simple as that. Whether it's, going to a foreign country or experiencing life in a different suburb, even though your family's like, why would you move there? What's going on? Whatever experience you want, you are supposed to have. And it's the universe's way of correcting an imbalance, an injustice. This is karma rewriting itself and balancing itself out in a very positive way. The wheel has to turn for you. Otherwise, everybody's out of whack. That was a very deep injustice that was done to you in a previous lifetime. If you want something, you're supposed to be able to have it. Your heart is being amplified. What is this about, Spirit? What does Group 4's guides want them to know about? What is the heart, Spirit? So I just want to say that all of this was clarifying the wheel reversed as well. That, remember, we were kind of wondering, are you supposed to travel? That's why that energy was so ambiguous. It's because you are supposed to take advantage of every opportunity, every experience that you have. You're not supposed to second guess yourself, because other people will. Other people will look at you and go, how is that even possible? Like, you're crazy for thinking you can do that. Are you serious? No way are you going to pull this off. That's so risky. They don't understand it, and they're not meant to. It's not their journey, it's yours. You are heavily guided and supported. You are supposed to step towards these risky things because you will be supported. Now over here, there is a riddle of the hearts, apparently. Something's going on over here. It feels like a forbidden love. It feels like we're going to very clearly understand what this is, though. Yeah, the truth is going to be revealed. What's going on over here with their heart? What are they confused about, Spirit? Whether something is meant to be. Some of you guys are confused about how serious something is. Like, is this person really my person? Is this experience really supposed to be my one and only? Are they really as incredible as I think they are? What is the answer here? Yes. The vessel. You've shared a lifetime with this person before. If it's a lover, you've been with them before. They could have been in this tragic tale as well. Oh, okay. Only take it if it resonates. This is just a little bit of side news. This isn't going to apply to all of you, but it could have been like an interracial couple or a couple that defied religious standards or expectations. You met them again in this lifetime. There's familiarity there. My nose is itching. This person could be returning to you very soon. Very soon. They're a big deal. They're definitely a big deal. The vessel tells me that you've had each other before. This is just a new vessel, but you recognize their energy, and they do recognize yours. But there's confusion around this. Why is there a riddle here? What is the riddle about? Why are you highlighting this? Is this something you think about a lot? You're going to get the clarity that you need, but you need to also be open to receiving it. Some of you guys have blocked this information from coming in. The answers seek within. They're saying focus on what you know, not what you don't know with the shadow. Focus on what you know, not what you don't know. The answers lie within. That's very diplomatic. Is there anything else you can offer? Thanatos. Yeah, listen, something has to come to light. Thanatos is telling me that there's something here that needs to almost painfully end in order for the truth to come out. Are you that group? No, that was a different group. Thanatos is trying to tell us that there's something here that could be distracting you from the weight of this connection. It's like the answer is there. You know what I'm seeing? It's like somebody's told you that if this connection matters, then it's going to be very heavy. So you've stepped up to the scale and you've put this connection on the scale and you've looked at it and gone, oh, that's not as heavy as I thought it was. But what's happened is somebody has tampered with that scale and offset the weight. Somebody is tampering with this connection, and that relationship with them needs to end in order for this one to happen. Why this side note of energy? Why this scandalous energy? A mother? It's a feminine energy tampering with this connection because they want more from you. They want more from you. They're protecting what they have with you. They're being very possessive over what you've grown. They want what you have. They're not thinking of you completely. They're thinking of themselves. That's a very spiteful way to... Goodness me. Well, what is the advice in this situation? The stone. They need you to harden up and make the decision. They want you to harden up. You don't have to make a decision, but they want you to harden up. They want you to isolate yourself, to clear yourself, give yourself a clear space to think. They want you to do something alone so that you're able to, it could be in nature, maybe that's where you get, wherever you think best. So some people it's on the toilet, other people it's in nature, some people it's at night, stargazing, but they want you to do this alone so that you can gain the answers that you need, because someone in your energy is distracting you and confusing you more. And you're this kind of person, like there's no limits for you. If you want it, you get it in this lifetime. The angels will provide for you. You're not supposed to have to work hard for anything. And I don't mean to downplay any experience that you've been through in this lifetime. I don't mean to minimize hardships or challenges you've experienced, but you have a strong spiritual support team that you need to start tapping into if you think that your life is becoming challenging, because they will support you. They will take care of you, Group 4. Anything else that you'd like to tell them about that situation? The animal. They said follow your instincts, follow your gut instincts. What is your gut instinct telling you? You have a very primal side to you that is steering you through this. Your spidey senses should be tingling, Group 4. Something is worth investing in, but you can't see it within a distraction here. Goodness me. What closing advice does Group 4's guides have for them in general, please, Spirit? That was such a tangent. Oh, whoa. What other advice do they have in general? Ooh, y'all are supposed to be incredible. My income is constantly increasing, they're saying. Sorry, that was my Capricorn sun getting excited. All right, let's dial it back. What else do you want them to know about this lifetime? Yes. Oh, you are such a free spirit. You are such a free spirit. Heavy Sagittarius, Aquarius vibes, you guys. You could be on the cusp of either of those signs because you're also meant to be very wealthy. What else would I consider a free spirit? Aries people are supposed to be somewhat free. They just, because they're very fresh and young, they unknowingly get themselves stuck. But Aries people are supposed to be free as well, part of them. They become very structured in certain environments, but I consider them to be a youthful zodiac energy of gaining experience. Who else? Scorpios are constantly supposed to be rebirthing, but again, they get stubborn and stuck. Who else? Pisces, sure. Pisces just don't know when to end things. They get stuck in the ending. Sorry, this is turning into a roast. Let's just end it there. My gosh. Anything else? Thank you. We'll get bottom deck energy. So closing advice from your guides. We have, I'm connected to all of life. The back of this card says, I am spirit, light, energy, vibration, color, and love. I'm connected with every person on the planet and with all of life. Absolutely. Group 4, your energy is, you are very connected to your guides as well. You are supposed to experience life to its fullest. Literally, I am free to be me. You are a free spirit. I see myself as being free. I am free in the mind. I am free in the body. I am free in all of my life. You are supposed to be free. Someone's trying to control you over here because they want what you have, and it could be money. You're doing well for yourself. Now people want you. My income is constantly increasing. I am worthy of prosperity and abundance. Yes, you are. Just for you, though. Solely for you. The people who genuinely care about you aren't going to be motivated by your income. I flow with life. Divine order is ever present in my life, and there is plenty of time for all that I choose to do. Yes, you're supposed to have a life that is well protected, well supported, and full of opportunity. This is a day of completion. I know and affirm that I am one with the infinite power. Everything in my life falls into place easily and effortlessly. Absolutely, you are the fool, you're the dreamer. You're the dreamer of our generation. You're supposed to do whatever the hell you want because you doing that raises everybody's vibrations. Don't feel guilty for being reincarnated in this way. Know that your previous self in the last lifetime suffered tenfold in order for you to have this lifetime. Don't ever feel guilty for being like this. Your energy, your ability to do the things that you want raises everybody's vibration. You are the dreamer of our generation. You are the inspiration of our generation. We need people like you. People need to see that the things that you're doing are possible in order to raise their own energy, in order to go, maybe I should just quit my job and do what I always wanted to do. You are supposed to be this person that inspires other people. I'm a yes person. I choose to see myself and life in the most positive ways. As such, I say yes to opportunity and prosperity. I say yes to all good. I rejoice that it is so. And that's what I have for you, beautiful group number 4. We finished that fairly early. I hope this reading was helpful for you. We touched a nerve over here, so I have readings around love if you want to tether or fine-tune that energy further, but I think that's where I'm going to cut your reading. It was very interesting for me, similar to group 3's, yet different again. All the groups were very, very different. If you're curious, if it's something that you're interested in, knowing about guides and knowing about past lives, this is definitely a topic that I want to cover again. It's definitely something that intrigues me and that I'm passionate about. I think that the more we know about ourselves, then only the better we can become, you know? And these sorts of readings, even though they're still general, they can be very helpful in our spiritual journey and in our journey towards self in this lifetime, which doesn't have to be spiritual. It can be very tethered to our 3D experience as well. But it's always helpful, I think, to know these things. So I'm going to finish with that spiel that all of us readers on YouTube like to say. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit. Take what resonates. Don't let the rest take from you. And I shall see you in another video. Bye, group 4.